The prospect of a wind farm often generates a lot of heated debate in a community. Here in country Victoria, a different approach was taken, and as a result, Australia's first community-owned wind farm will begin generating heat of a different kind next winter.
We've unlocked a whole new class of investor, the community social enterprise investor. We've shown that given the opportunity, the community is willing to put in very patient capital into building their own renewable energy infrastructure. The fossil fuel industry is losing its social licence. There's not a lot of support for building more coal plants.
5 years ago, a small group of Daylesford locals resolved to build a wind farm the community could embrace.
In the scheme of the wind industry, Hepburn is a very small project. We're building only 2 turbines. But what is amazing to everyone in town, and what really captures our imagination, is it just takes only those 2 turbines to generate as much power as our town uses on an annual basis.
A cooperative structure was chosen for the project.
The nature of cooperatives, one member, one vote, not one share, one vote, was very important in establishing the authenticity of the project, that it really was community-owned, not a corporate project or a commercial project in the first instance. Hepburn Wind is a $12.9 million project. We originally expected that we would raise half in debt finance, and then of the remainder, half through the community and half through institutional investors. We found very low interest from institutional investors in the project, and that's a lot due to the scale of the project. We're very small, so we redoubled our efforts in the community, and the community, we're very proud, has put together nearly $8 million for the project. We currently have 1,200 members, the majority of whom are local, and the median shareholding is about $2,000 to $3,000.
Community and investor education is a constant, with tours provided to other wind farms.
And we're still out there at least once a month, just telling people about the vision for the project, dispelling any fears or myths about wind farms. A lot of people are really not sure about wind farms until they see them, until they stand underneath the turbine.
Now the turbines are on their way, the next step is finding a buyer for their electricity.
To the retailers we're talking to, we might represent 1, 2 or 3 days of their annual demand. So we're not so interesting from an energy sale, but what we do offer is a large group of members who would be prepared to sign on as customers. There's obviously value to a retailer in gaining customers, but there's also value to a lot of retailers in being associated with a successful community-based renewable energy project.
Hepburn Wind has welcomed new federal legislation which separates domestic and commercial renewable energy certificates.
Unfortunately, we still have a very significant surplus of renewable energy credits that will take quite a few years to wash through the system. There are a lot of projects that are ready to go except for financing, where financing is keyed off the energy market prices. So a lot of projects are waiting for the recovery in the market and won't get up.
Another hurdle is the differing planning laws in Australia.
Around the country, the planning frameworks are in flux. There's quite a lot of uncertainty. So a lot of the planning issues have long been solved in Europe, and Australia is still working their way through it.
Hepburn Wind is setting up a non-profit organisation to help other community energy projects get off the ground.
Not a week goes by without another community calling us up saying they want to know how did we start, how do we build our own project. And communities need to know how to do it. They need a large access to information resources. They also need assistance with capital raising.
For Hepburn Wind members, the last 5 years have been empowering in more ways than one.
There's a real appreciation that we can get on and take constructive action right now. We don't have to wait for government, we don't have to wait for a CPRS. We can take action today on climate change.